I'm Eric. I play the guitar.
I'm Steven. I sing and I play guitar too.
I'm Allie, and I sing and play keyboards.
She does.
I do.
Seriously, she does.
Keep calm as the walls come down, down, down.
I mean, it was kind of like it was one of those things where we kind of went through, yeah, like we kind of,
It's a group bounce.
yeah, it was a bounce back and forth. And then, you know, we're from New York and we kind of just, a lot of the time that we spent recording our record, we kind of spent on the subways, traveling back and forth, and it kind of came about somehow. And then, I don't know, in general, growing up in New York, I just saw trains coming in and out of subways every time I took a train, and it's kind of like, a station is a place where things come and go, and for us, it's kind of like ideas come and go.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us are like in places in our lives where like, you know, you're sort of in transit and like traveling between like one idea from another, but like when you're at a station, you sort of like find something that like means a lot to you, and you're like sort of like steady for a second.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, this is one of those, I don't know, I love this group. I think that we all get along, we're all kind of on the same page, and like, it just makes sense that that's what we are. Go ahead, you talk, Eric. What's what you have to say about this?
No, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I think that's great. No, we you know, any band, like if you ask any band, they're gonna say that naming yourself is the hardest part of it all, and it was we spent a lot of time deliberating over this, and I guess you know we just found something that's stuck, so it works.
Yeah.
You know the game that your pain is rigged, built to spill, never.
I met Matt, and we played music together for a little while.
We met on
Fabio-
MySpace, by the way.
We met through MySpace Classifieds, just so you're aware. That was the thing.
Hashtag old school.
Hashtag old school. And then we met through that, and then Fabio kind of joined in and played drums. A little later on, we met Eric.
My friend Dave.
Through a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours. And then we played this radio show that all the bands were covering different bands. And we went in there and we covered Weezer's Blue Album. And right after us, Allie was in a Poison cover band, which is, ugh. And she...
Sort of out of my genre.
Yeah.
I was there.
Every
It
rose
was
had
for
its
a good
thorn.
cause.
Yeah, it was for a good cause. And then she asked to borrow some equipment, and then we started talking, and then we became friendly, and then the band was kind of coming together, and We Are Station was born, and like we went and recorded our first EP.
The four of us, without Allie, our band minus Allie, we were writing new music, and we wanted to record, and Steven was just like, this girl's amazing. None of us had heard her sing except for Steven.
I was
Amazing, like you have to
championing this one right here, and
But it wasn't a hard sell.
no, it wasn't hard. So as soon as they heard her, everyone was just like, yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, we made this record
And now
last year,
she's in
and
it.
Now she's
She's a part of our lives. But yeah, but this band has been the five of us from day one, so that was just kind of like the birth.
This world won't let you shine.
Well, the first song we released was called "Found My Way," and that's available on SoundCloud as a free download. And just this week we released our second single, which is "Keep Your Head Up," and it's available on iTunes, Spotify. You can hear it on SoundCloud, basically anywhere you find music.
Yeah, so we're just taking it right now, one single at a time, but hopefully soon. We don't want to put any dates out there.
But it's there.
It's coming. We're coming for you.
Keep your head held high to the sky, and don't let go.
Well, I guess we're all 80s babies, so we're all listening to a lot of 90s music growing up, but some of us will listen to some classic stuff. I love bands like The Killers, Foo Fighters, Queen, Electric Light Orchestra, Tom Petty. So that's for me, from my perspective. But I mean, we all come from such different musical backgrounds in terms of like what we all listen to.
As a guitar player, I'm influenced by a lot of blues.
I grew up on a lot of like folk Americana type stuff, so I think that like a lot of like what I sort of gravitate to is sort of more on the acoustic side, but I think that sort of is a big part of our forthcoming record, and I think that it might not be like the main thing, but I think that there's like a big influence of that, and that's why like I sort of was drawn to these songs, and I really appreciated them. melodies that sort of like grew up on and appreciate.
Yeah, I think We Are Stations is kind of like a culmination of 5 individuals and like all our influences and everything that we kind of grew up on. We just kind of put it into it.
Keep your head held high.
But my first concert was actually, one of my first concerts was the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Queens of the Stone Age.
It was a good concert, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
So my first concert was Fuel. Like,
It's great.
and Three Doors Down was the headliner, just so you're clear. Three Doors Down was hot for a minute.
Kryptonite, yeah, very hot.
You are a spark of wildfire.
No. Because, and I'll tell you why, because tonight, before we played, you know, we were just kind of all over the place, and then we just kind of come together and just do it. Stretch maybe a little.
Stretching works. Drinking some
No,
water.
we did though. We got together before the show and we just.
I didn't mean that in an offensive way by any means. I just.
No, I'm teasing you.
I'm pretty offended. I don't know. I don't even know
We
what you
did.
said.
We got together before the show. We kind of like put our hands together and just
Yeah, we
told
said
each other how much we loved each
right
other.
before we got on
which is
stage, we
true.
literally said, "Go Ninja, go Ninja, go." I don't know if you believe that, but that's honestly what happened.
So keep your head up high.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash is a good one. I love Johnny Cash.
Is it a secret?
But I don't know if that's a secret.
That's not a secret.
It's
I'm
pretty cool.
really proud of that.
You love Brandy.
I love Brandy Carlisle. That's not a secret either. I kind of like Ariana Grande. Too soon, not soon enough.
You love that song, Problem. You don't shut up about Problem. I can't do that. Honestly, I can't do
I'm
that.
a girl.
In case you didn't know. Yeah, there's a few bands and like artists I listen to. I gotta think for a second. That's a good one. Here, you talk.
Well,
you do your thing.
It's not a guilty pleasure by any means for me, but sometimes when I'm talking to certain people, I'm like, yeah, you know, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I love John Mayer.
That's also not that much of a guilty pleasure.
No, it's not a guilty
He's
pleasure. and
you're an
I
amazing
admit it.
guitarist and you can play John Mayer.
That's true.
But no, I'm just like
I
really
listen to Together. Is that weird? I listen to like a lot of boy bands. Whatever. I like boy bands. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I've listened to One Direction
We
a
love
bit, like
90s
5 Seconds of Summer and all that jazz. But like I don't listen to them religiously or anything like that. But I know a few of their songs. They're pretty cool.
He likes Disney a lot.
I love Disney movies. Oh my god, don't get me started on Disney movies. That's awesome. But yeah, I do like soundtracks and stuff like that.
Such a waste, what a pretty little face you hide behind.
I love the Backstreet Boys. Growing up, I was like totally into the Backstreet Boys. But I also love Justin Timberlake a lot. I think he's a great artist. I think NSYNC was great. 98 Degrees had a minute. They were doing it pretty big.
They sure did.
Because of You. There's a song right there. And LFO, Rich Cronin. He's enough.
To cross, stand tall, tell no more lies.
Freddie Mercury, for sure. I think he's the man. So
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. That would actually be awesome. the 4 of us or 5 of us, you can come. You're a man.
Dave Grohl for me.
Tom Petty.
List.
Tom Petty's great. And Jeff Lynne, because he's written like so many hits. Most people don't know him by name.
Current Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, yes.
The Indigo Girls. Too soon?
You know the song you were meant to sing.
It's the most to you.
It's me.
Stuff. No, I think Keep Your Head Up is like one of mine. Honestly, I think that I think it's just like an uplifting, positive song, and I think that when we wrote it, it was kind of like I don't know, it was coming from a place where we needed that, and it came to us, and it just worked itself out. But I think that's one of my personal favorites.
I would actually choose that exact one.
What up? Twins. Twinning. Hashtag.
I think for me, we have a song called "Best of Me" that we played first tonight, and we haven't recorded it yet, but we intend to soon. And I don't know, I feel like that was one of the first songs that we wrote, and kind of felt like we knew what our place was, and we each brought something.
Yeah.
You know, like we each brought our own thing to it. It was a big one.
I just think Found My Way, because that was kind of like the intro track that we released to the world, and that was kind of that was like the first thing that anyone's ever heard from us, and I think that means a lot to me that people gravitated towards it and dug it, because we put a lot of ourselves into these songs. So.
Back all their shine.
We're in talks with a director, a friend of ours, who's going to be shooting a video for Keep Your Head Up. Look for that in the next couple months. We're going to do some shows in the fall, CMJ showcases, Fashion Week, a lot of shows happening there, so still part of some, and hopefully more shows.
The EP,
like these, the EP
will be coming pretty soon. We don't have a date, but we promise it's coming out soon.
Yeah, we're really stoked on it. We put a lot of ourselves into it, and we hope that people are as receptive to the rest of the record as they have been to Keep Your Head Up and Found My Way.
So go on, keep your head held high to the sky.
You can check us out at wearestations.com. Instagram is at wearestations, same with Twitter, /wearestations on Facebook and SoundCloud. We give high fives. High fives.
I don't want
That was aggressive.